We're about to begin in just a few minutes. I wonder if the volume needs to go up.
And we were talking to another couple, this other couple, they were there for anniversary. And I said, construction, and he said, so super
Testing.
I kind of know what you're saying. I'm French, but I knew he was saying you speak a little bit of Spanish or not. Oh, it's maybe there, yeah, I sense that.
All right, so I hope everyone's having an amazing day today. I'd like to welcome you and thank you for attending our June quarterly membership luncheon, which is the Golden Years Education and Awareness. Hopefully you knew what you were coming to listen to today. I want to thank GEUS for filming today, so make sure that you're on your best behavior. He's right up here. Smile. And a big thanks to Bolitos for our food today, so can you give both of them a hand? If my ambassadors can come forward who are introducing people today. So before we begin, I'd like to recognize some people in the room, and we're going to start with our new members. We have some new businesses that have joined the chamber, and our ambassadors are going to be introducing them. And when they introduce you, if you could just stand so that we all know who you are.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Debbie Sickles. I am an owner and agent of Insurance Group of North Texas, your one-shop insurance stop. And I know insurance is not what we're discussing today. We're discussing new members. But anyway, welcome, y'all. I have a great privilege and honor of introducing Empire Med Spa and Concierge Services. Would y'all please stand? This is Cassie Mill and Jessica Camille. I hope I said that one right. But you guys, we have to say not quite a bit, but they filled me all in. Rowdy Adams, who is hometown Greenville person, is a co-founder. At, I think they said 19, she was a firefighter, a voluntary firefighter, became a firefighter, an EMT, a flight nurse, and then an ER pediatric nurse. She has a passion for health care and service and serving our community, and she was sorry that she couldn't be here today. She had a prior engagement. But the thing about Empire, we're going to say Empire Med Spa, and I don't have to say concierge all day. Okay, so Empire Med Spa, you guys, this is doctor-affiliated physician services. They make house calls. Yes, it is for men and women. It basically full functioning, and they will do 24-hour service. So basically they said, let's just say you had a cold or flu maybe, and you just need something, or you need IVs or something to help you. They literally, you can call them 24 hours and they would come to your house. A nurse would come to your house. Mark your calendars. Their grand opening and ribbon cutting is June the 18th. That's a Tuesday from 1 to 8 p.m. They have raffles. They said a lot of raffles. They're going to have other vendors there, permanent jewelry, I don't know, all kinds of other vendors that are going to be there. Kids are welcome. They're going to have a bouncy house. They're also going to have some free-dried candy. So guess where they're at? Out on 1903. Their address is somewhere on this card. Well, you know, it's all those spas. They're sweet spas. They call it Salon Alley, but it really is not just Salon Alley. 1903, 1 to 8. I'm sure the ribbon cutting will probably be 1:30. They have 10 nurses and injectors, and you can contact them and go by and see them, and we really hope that you come to their ribbon cutting and grand opening. It will be special. Thank you all. Welcome as new members. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Shelley. Okay, where's Sam Berger? I see him right over there. Everybody look at this guy over here. Look at you. I'm going to make you stand there for a minute, okay? Because he's new in town. So you got to say hello to this guy. And his business is called Hammerhead Roofing. They just became members of the chamber. And also, you notice he's wearing the same badge as me. So he's a chamber ambassador also. Isn't that great? They're working as a team, as a family. And they have a website. So you just got to go to Hammerhead Roofing and get your roof taken care of. They take care of big or small jobs that they have to do. And they'll even handle emergency services 24/7. So if you got an emergency, Sam's the guy to call, and he wants to be known as a Sambassador.
Okay, so I'm Roxanne Turner with Turtle Creek Financial Group, and I do, retirement and all kinds of other things, but I am introducing Lisa Hill, and she's over by the door. See Lisa? Lisa is retired from the Hunt County Regional. And she has her own business that she's been in business for 13 years, and it's Magic Travel. Let me put my glasses on, that would help. Okay, so Magic, she is a travel agent and advisor. She specializes in family and group travel, destination planning, Disney, Carnival, Caribbean cruises and all exclusive. She does what she calls FIT, and it's foreign independent travel. That is traveling without a group, but they will prepare all of your stops, all of your excursions, and anything that you want to see. Has been serving clients around the world, and she's excited about building her business, her local business. So if you have any travel needs, I wish I was on a cruise right now, but see Lisa.
I'm Liz Patterson, Prestige Integra Insurance Services. I have the privilege of introducing this gentleman. He's a veteran, 30 years in the military, retired 13 years ago. He's new to our area, came from Iowa about 4 years ago, he and his wife. She's with the government and still has her job, but they live in Caddo, and I want to introduce you to Dean Sapples. Stand up, Dean. Welcome, Dean. He has ducks in a row, heating and air conditioning. And we want to help him get started and introduce yourself to him and just, welcome him to the area and thank him for his service. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, I am Libby with Family First Home Health and Hospice, and I have the honor to introduce Greg with Cornerstone Caring. He recently joined the chamber, and we're welcome to have him. They are a home care agency that specializes in seniors and veterans to assist with daily tasks such as laundry, meal prep, and any other daily needs that seniors may need. So if you know somebody that's needing home care services, they're very veteran friendly, so y'all reach out to him. Their office is out of Rockwall, but they've got caregivers, he was telling me, in Royce City, Rockwall, Quinlan, Hunt County, so they've got caregivers. They're vetted, so it's not just anybody that's gonna be taking care of your loved ones. So if you guys need any attendant care, be sure to reach out to Greg. Thank y'all.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Cameron Bates. I'm the Vice President of Membership and Marketing for the Greenville Chamber of Commerce. We're so blessed to have you all here today for QML. I have the complete honor, before I introduce this new investor, I wanted to let you guys know, kind of like what Debbie was saying and a couple other of the ambassadors were saying, if you guys want to follow up with ribbon cuttings or anything that we have going on, follow our social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. We post all of our updates there, and that way you guys can stay on top of what's going on within the chamber, what's going on within the community. I have the honor of introducing a new investor. It is a bronze investor, and it is containerliving.life, and it is Pat Guest right here. Pat, can you stand up real quick, please? So I want to say something about these three individuals. They are incredible here in Hunt County and Greenville. They are so active. They have containerliving.life, Lee Street Living. They also have Chicago Legacy. Sorry, my mind is 10 million things in my mind right now, but they are so active within our community. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our new investor, containerliving.life. They build container houses to help enrich the community. And they're actually going to be giving a presentation here in a little bit, and they have a wonderful, wonderful slideshow talking about what they do and how they help the community, and it's incredible. They also, too, they have a website. It's literally containerliving.life, so be sure and check out their website. Also, too, they have a little sign-up sheet here on their table. So if you stop by, introduce yourselves to them. They're wonderful people. And sign your name and your email address. That way you can stay up with what they're doing and how they're staying active within the community. So welcome to the chamber.
Thank you. Is this afternoon or morning? Afternoon. I didn't know what time it was. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name's David Weiland. I'm a real estate broker associate with Century 21 Patterson Agency. My wife and I, Annette, work together. I tell everyone, when you engage us, you get two for the price of one. How about that? What a deal. It's my pleasure, and I say it freely, it's my pleasure to introduce a friend of mine and his associate. I've known this gentleman for about 20 years. Eric Thomason, would you stand up? Eric is the owner and founder of Blue Nail Roofing, and they not only do roofing, they do construction. I've engaged him on my own home, my son's home, my friend's home. They don't just do residential roofing, they do commercial roofing also. My son had a tree fall on his house, and I didn't know it, but he had a metal frame house, and Eric deducted that it twisted the frame on the house. And working with him, it took a while with working with the appraisers, but he had the knowledge and the skill and the experience to assist my son in getting his house completely fixed. And I doubt that would have happened without Eric, and I'll be forever in his debt for that. Had a good friend here in town up on Pine Street, had a tree fall on their house. I recommended Eric, and he rebuilt the whole house, and they sing his praises, the company's praises. So has his own business now for 16 years. Eric is a Quinlan native, so he's very familiar with Hunt County. But in the last 3 months, I've met his associate, Byron Jackson. Byron, would you stand up? Byron lives in Commerce, so he's his local representative. And I have convinced Byron, by the way, you Rotarians, he's going to be joining Rotary with us in July. So we're gonna get to see a lot of Byron, and you can see him standing there. I would not challenge him to an arm wrestling contest. But Eric Thomason, Byron Jackson with Blue Nail Roofing, and I recommend them without any reservation.
And Byron is also an ambassador with the Chamber.
Hello, I'm Tanya Garman with American National Bank, and I actually have the honor of introducing Danny Lopez. He's with Ameritex. If you are taking children to the high school, you shall see his new subdivision across the street from there. He's got homes priced to sell. So, and he has 8 homes that are ready for move-in. Yeah, so if you know anybody looking for a home or thinking about it, or he can also do homes somewhat customizable. Did I say that right? Meaning with simplified process, meaning they have the colors and all that. They'll allow you to come in and choose them. But for the most part, everything is the same, just the colors and a little bit of the floor plan. Right? Did I say that right? Okay. Anyway, hello, Danny Lopez. Welcome to Greenville. Him and his family live in Fate. And his wife is going to be retiring from the Dallas Independent School District soon. So maybe once that happens, they can come on into Greenville. Amen? All right.
Our advertising sponsor today is new member and investor, like Cameron said, containerliving.life. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Pat Guest to the stage. And you'll just tell her when to.
Hi, Lord. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon. My name is Pat Guest. Daryl Houston, you probably know Daryl. He was supposed to be up here to do this presentation, but he got called away on a very important inspection. Oh, okay. He got called away on a very important inspection. So he was supposed to do this presentation, but it looks like I'll be doing it. So we're going to kind of do this in a Where Waldo type of format because Daryl is in the picture. So I want you to do Daryl spotting when we go through the presentation. We have been in the Hunt County community, especially Greenville community, for my son's 21 years old, so about 20 years. And so we've been here at Chicago Legacy, and we decided that, you know what, this is a really specialized type of build. As folks in construction understand, this is a little bit different. Containerliving.life, that's the website also. It's easy for us to locate. Are we ready to go? All right. Containerliving.life, there it is. Single-family homes built from containers. The ones that we're currently working on now are 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2 outdoor decks, 1 upstairs, 1 downstairs, front carport, just modern living. This is the artist's rendition. And so we were not trying to hide the fact that they're containers. We actually wanted to keep some of that corrugation. But we thought it was a beautiful product and wanted to bring it to market. And we're thankful that Commerce decided that they were forward thinking and allowing us to be able to do it. Here it is, right here. It's actually built and on the ground right now. So we're in the process of getting everything finished out. But there's the outdoor carport. This is going to be the entry into the space. And the outdoor deck is back there. We can just go through the next one. And there's the second story outdoor deck that we'll be finishing out relative to the porch and on the other side. That'll be the outdoor deck right here where you can come out, and we specifically oriented this so that you can be out on the deck all day. This is the north-facing side, so you can be out at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you'll still be in the shade. So it was really wonderfully thought out. This second house right here is pretty much the same sort of format, but we're going to do something different. We're calling that our farmhouse. The blue house is our flagship, and this is going to be the farmhouse, and then the next one is going to be our tech house. So we're calling that the technology house. So these were our first 3 builds that we did in Commerce, and we're very excited about how they came out. And again, just to give you a overall from the front, side, and the back. All right, so we're still in the building process, and so I wanted to show you, if you click on it, this is a short little video, and it kind of shows how we did the preparation for the site. It's a little bit Tim Tynan. We really kind of over-engineered the foundations, but we did that on purpose because we didn't want any issues at all with this, because as we know, Texas has clay soils. And right, so we don't, we don't want any surprises. So if we go to the next one. Okay, so this is the day when we had the containers brought in, and this gentleman right here was very acrobatic. Amazing to me how he was just getting around those containers and getting everything welded in place. There's the crane operator as they're bringing in the containers, and in case somebody spots Daryl, there's Daryl right over there. He's very hands-on with the whole process. You can click on this because this is a short video too. They were very careful in how they were strapping up the containers when they were placing them. And it was no short matter. So we go to the next one. Okay, so this is when we got everything stacked. All right, the cutouts. And there's Daryl. There's Daryl again. And he's looking to make sure all the cuts and stuff are made, and this kind of gives you an idea how that shell looks. But you can see the additional structure we have put in place right there to make sure everything stays nice and sturdy. Again, on the outside, we went on ahead, because this is cantilevered, we wanted to make sure that this was insulated so that you didn't get cold air going up into the master bedroom. And again, another view of the inside. This is as we're adding the different facade to the outside of the space. And this is, I call this one the money shot. So click on this, this is video. This is when Daryl got good at stacking these things. And it was a little windy that day. So they were being very hands-on with those containers. But it also being very surgical, because if you look on these foundations, the plumbing is coming up through the foundational floors. And they actually have to line everything up with the crane to make sure that it can be placed correctly. And so, needless to say, his wife was a little nervous when she saw this video because these guys are just hanging around, being very comfortable around this crane. But this is, this was the third house that was placed. The first houses we placed, it took us like practically about 4 hours. They set these next two, and this is the third one, they got those things set in a matter of a morning. So they got very efficient in it. And that's what I love about working with this team and this crew, because when they do it the first time, the next question they're asking is, how can we do it better? I love working with people like that. All right, so they're about to place that container. And you can see the other two in the back. So as soon as they get these two placed, they will be putting the other ones. They have to get the fabricator gets up there to make sure everything's okay, everything's lining up, and getting the metal on, getting everything welded up. And they did a great job of placing that crane, because when we were trying to figure out the site locations, they had to be very surgical, because we have all kind of stuff that's coming out the ground, so they couldn't just put any heavy equipment anywhere. They did a fantastic job. Okay, so we'll go to the next slide. This is them finishing up, and on this one, there's Daryl right up there, making sure everything gets put in place, and he's just, again, very hands-on. All right, and those are the three that we got placed. Everything was put in place, and everything's good to go. We'll go to the next one, and that's where we're at today. The driveways are installed, everything's painted out, so at this point, we're just finishing out the details on the inside. We'll go ahead and get all that repaved, and it'll be good, regraded, it'll be good to go. We're close, but we still have plenty of work to do. Yes, we do. And we're busy building, but when we get a moment, we're gonna update our YouTube channel and website. So if you wanna see how we're progressing and how everything's going, you can go to our website and see what our updates are. It's been a minute. You can go to the YouTube channel, and we've kind of got some videos up there kind of showing where we're at. It's been a minute because we've been busy, but I'll get some more video up there. And that's pretty much it. We're Container Living, containerliving.life. We're planning on having an open house. We would like for you all to come if you're interested in coming to the open house. Come by the table and sign up on our website or sign up on the sheet right here. So, thank you very much. Look on your tables. Anybody? Oh, the underside? On the underside of the table. Look on the underside of your table and see if you find a keychain, a container living keychain on the underside of your table. No, underside. Underneath. You got it?
Cameron
Is
has
it
it.
underneath? Can't.
Do you have one?
No,
David has one?
it was one specifically taped to the, blue tape, the blue tape lady. Okay, we got a hat for you for container living, so thank you guys very much.
Thank you so much for your support, Pat.
I get a container? All right.
So I just want to introduce a few people before we start. So we have business investors in the room, and our platinum investor is L3 Harris. Our gold investor is Alliance Bank, all over there. Our sapphire investors are All Thames Builders Plus and American National Bank. Silver investors, we have Blue Nail Roofing, Cornerstone Insurance, Family First Home Health and Hospice, GEUS, Hunt Regional Healthcare, Lee Street Living, Red River Credit Union, Sinesco, Texas A&M University Commerce, and Wildcatter Realty Partners. And our bonds investors are Caldwell Construction, ContainerLiving.life, and Uptown Forum. I do have a few more individuals and businesses that I'd like to recognize before we begin. So I want to introduce my employees, which is Cameron Bates, who does membership. We've already met him. Lauren Hall, who does our marketing and communications. And then Caitlin Caldwell, our events, and she did this luncheon. So the food, the decorations, and all that. And then I have chamber board members that are here. I have just a few. I have Trina Coldiron with Senior Center Resources and Public Transit. David Wyland with Century 21 Patterson Agency. And David Ellis with the Golden Kiwanis. And then I have to always introduce my ambassadors. I love them so much. We have 40 ambassadors, and half of them probably are here today. So ambassadors help Cameron, they help Kaylin, and they help Lauren and myself in so many ways, and we're very grateful for all of them. So we have Aaron Clark with Alliance Bank. Make sure you wave. Chris Mangle with GEUS. Libby Days, Family First Home Health. Liz Patterson, Prestige Integra Insurance. Roxanne Turner, Turtle Creek Financial Group. Some of you may have already met these up here before. Debbie Sickles, Insurance Group in North Texas. We have Haley Arnold with Freedom Flood. Byron Jackson with Blue Nail Roofing and Construction. David Wyland, Century 21 Patterson Agency. David Ellis again with the Golden Kiwanis. Sam Berger with Hammerhead Roofing and Construction. Sheila Ellis with Altrusa. I love it, they used to. Lisa Hill with Magic Travel. Dennis Carpenter with Wildcatter Realty Partners. Hannah Bywater with Red River Credit Union. And Randy Weiniger, the Hunt County Tax Assessor and Collector, is here. And I'd also like to recognize the Greenville Ward Development, Barry Gluck. Where's Barry? Right here. And the City of Greenville Tourism Manager, Stacy Foley. She's back there. And we also have the editor of the Herald Banner here today, which is Kent Miller. At this time, we are going to start, and I'm introducing Libby Daves first. To speak on behalf of our very own Hunt County Senior Service Alliance, which is an alliance to the Greenville Chamber of Commerce, and it's an alliance that I'm very proud of.
I'm going to stand off to the side. Okay, as Shelley said, I am on the advisory committee for the Hunt County Senior Service Alliance. We are an alliance through the Chamber of Commerce, so we've got a little presentation for you. So our mission is to advocate, educate, and develop resources for the senior citizens of Hunt County. These are some of our Hunt County SSA members, and if you would like your logo up there, come talk to me or Trina or Hannah. But these are ones that help us out and make sure that we get needed funding for our seniors. So how can you help us? You can attend our monthly meetings and see where your company can contribute. We meet the fourth Wednesday of every month at the Chamber. It's for about an hour. It is a great networking event. Your dues help sponsor the Hunt County Senior Service Alliance scholarships and projects such as the Senior Resource Fair and the Warmth Drive. And you can always keep extra eyes out on your community to identify needs. We do have a scholarship form that you can find on our chamber website. If you guys come across any senior citizens 60 and above in Hunt County that's needing assistance. So what's in it for you? So you get recognition from the chamber, your business included in our countywide community resource guide, which we've got some on the back table. It's the orange. And Miss Hannah's gonna play Vanna White for me. And so these are passed out in our blessing boxes. We also distribute them all around Hunt County. So it's a great resource to have. So if you are part of the Hunt County SSA, your information will be in that. And it's nice and bright so people can find it. And of course, you get all the warm and fuzzies you can stand for being a special light in the lives of our seniors, which is paid and enough if you ask me. We have new rack cards that we are super excited about. So if you have seniors that attend your businesses, feel free to grab some. We've got some on our table over there, but kind of just gives information about what we do. And here are some statistics from last year. We had $35,000 in donations, which is amazing. We served over 800 senior citizens with our blessing boxes. Hannah is also walking around with our blessing box that we give out every year. Included in it is a sweatsuit, non-slip slippers, very important, socks, gloves. GEUS usually donates the night lights that are in there, blankets. We also have the resource card in there, and this year we're looking to do something a little bit different as far as the supplies in there, because we've done the last 3 years, we've done the same items, so we're hoping to get some new items in there for this year. We have purchased 15 space heaters, purchased 25 AC units, and paid out over $4,000 in scholarship money. Now this is just from 2023, and so far this year, we've, with all the cold that we had, we've given out 15 space heaters so far. We did 100 lunches. Miss Cheyenne helped organize that for the eclipse to make sure that the seniors had food on that Monday when everything was closed. We've had about $2,200 in scholarships so far just this year. Those scholarships pay for dental, heaters, gas bills, clothing, just any needs that the local seniors may have. We have a couple events coming up. We have a resource fair that we do at the library every year. So if you have a senior-friendly business and would like to have a booth, it's usually the weather is beautiful, it's nice. We have about 300 people that come out, give or take, that attend, so that's 300 people that you'll be reaching with your business. It's a lot of fun. We also will be gearing up for our Warmth Drive, which we will be raising money to purchase the items for the Warmth Drive boxes. We will have a big packing party that we have to pack all the boxes, so y'all be on the lookout for that as well. Right now, you may have seen, and I know we have some donors in this room already, but we are doing a hydration and cooling drive. I know with all the rain, a lot of people haven't been thinking about the heat, but it's coming. And we are collecting water, AC units, and fans, and it's through the end of this month. We have 3 drop-off locations, the Chamber of Commerce, Red River Credit Union, and Cornerstone Insurance, or you can scan the code and donate, and we can purchase items that are needed as well if you don't want to go out and buy a bunch of water. But we are grateful for any donations that we can get. And that is all. So if you guys have any questions, Hannah is going to be manning our booth over there afterward. Feel free to come up and ask us. And it is $50 to, if you're already a chamber member, it's an additional $50 to join the Hunt County SSA, and it's well worth it.
Next, we have Sylvia Peace, the Community Risk Reduction Specialist with the Greenville Fire Department, speaking on law school, and that acronym stands for Living and Aging Wisely.
Hi, y'all.
Okay, so I did not do a PowerPoint. But I do want to talk to you about one of the things I do. So my position is community risk reduction specialist, and what that means is that we use data to try to identify what risks are going on in our community and then try to address those risks. And we want to use our resources strategically to do that. So one of the great things about this community is there are a lot of great groups doing great things. The Senior Service Alliance does so much to address immediate needs. Well, what I'm trying to do is address those long-term needs. So just a little bit of background. I started with the fire department in 2013, so I just hit my 11 years Monday, as a matter of fact. When I started, our lift assist, which those are those calls that if a senior falls and they need, or anybody falls, and they need help getting up, and they're unable to do it by themselves, they'll call the fire department. Well, so when I started, we were running about 125-ish a year to our 2,900 calls a year. Well, last year, at the end of 2023, we ran 5,500 calls total a year, but between lift assist and then injuries due to a fall, with the majority of those happening with our older adult population, we had close to 1,000. That's almost a fifth of our calls. So while we don't mind going and helping, obviously, we are trying to figure out ways that we can reduce those risks and keep them from falling, because the idea is we want everybody to be able to live at home, live out their last days at home, not have to go to a nursing home and impact not only their families, but it also impacts our ambulance, it impacts our hospitals, it impacts our nursing homes, rehabs, home health care. Our baby boomer population is growing every day by the thousands. People are hitting into this age group. So what I've done is one of the programs that I've started doing, I used to do, or we still do a resource fair. We do ours opposite of the Senior Service Alliance, so that way we kind of have 2 times that they can get out a year to these resource fairs and get information from you guys. But we also do a program called Living and Aging Wisely, or Law School. And that program is basically what we've taken people from the resource fair or themes from the resource fair, and every other month we do a different topic. So, for instance, we had, or coming up on Tuesday is mental health. And that is because if we can keep people out being active and moving and attending activities, they're going to be, more mentally healthy because they're having that fellowship. They're not sitting at home being alone, getting depressed, not moving, which leads to their muscles atrophying, which means they're going to be a bigger fall risk. So everything I try to do, I intentionally try to find ways to reduce that fall risk, because that is one of our biggest calls. But the ultimate goal is to keep them moving at home. So we do law school. We have different topics coming up. We have, so June, what we're going to do is we're going to have the mental health, there's a dementia center out of Fort Worth. They will be doing a Zoom with us, and they'll have a person talking about healthy aging of your brain, not just doing things to keep it active, but physically, what can you do, eating right and things like that. And so they'll give the attendees tips and things like that they can use for that. And then we'll also have Red River Credit Union will be talking about scams. Scams are a huge, huge thing with our older adult population. My mom almost got took for a solar panel, and hopefully nobody here is doing solar panels, but there are a lot of the solar panel scams. My mom's 88 years old, and they tried to sell her something that she could pay off in 25 years. And I had to ask them, how long do you think she's going to live? Because as much as I want her to be here forever, 25 years is a long stretch when you're 88. So we want the older adults to be as educated as they can be to protect themselves, because, again, if they end up getting hit by a scammer and they lose money, that's going to cause depression, or, they're going to have a hard time. That starts impacting other things. So I try to tie all of this back to our ultimate goal is to reduce those falls. So we have some offshoots of that. We have a Wise Owl Summer Safety Camp, and that's actually geared towards safe driving for older adults. And so we do, the Ag Extension has a program, and it's called Silver Drivers. And so they will come and we'll have different booths set up for them to learn about different things like how macular degeneration can affect your vision and or what it does to your vision, but then how it affects your driving. And then other things like medications, mixing medications and alcohol and stuff like that. So we're doing that in kind of a little summer camp atmosphere, but it's only a day for an hour and a half. They don't have to hike or do archery or go swimming or any of that stuff. So that's going to be another one of our programs. Another program that the Dementia Center is going to come back and do is neurobics. That's what that neurobics. And that's a way to help learn how to exercise your brain so that it stays healthier, not just doing one particular thing like crossword puzzles every day, but doing other things that can help stimulate your brain to help reduce that cognitive decline, or at least help prevent it. And we actually got a sponsor. Cornerstone Insurance is going to sponsor that. We do a program called Matter of Balance. We just got the date set for that. It'll be at the library. That program, not only does it teach them about doing exercises at home, like from their chair where they can do it safely, but also helps address things like that mental block of asking for help. A lot of that boomer population is very prideful, doesn't want to ask for help. My husband's one of those, and he will not ask for any help whatsoever. But I just call that being hard-headed, but that's besides the point. But anyhow, trying to help them break those barriers and feelings of being a burden when they're in situations where they need help. So that's what that Matter of Balance is. We also do CarFit. CarFit is another safe driver program that's done by AAA and the Ag Extension. And that program, what we do with that is we bring them in, we educate them about different things that you need to have for safe driving. And then we take them and we sit them in their actual vehicle and we adjust things like their mirrors. You'd be surprised. We've asked some of our past attendees, hey, when was the last time you adjusted your mirrors or your seat to be able to see over the steering wheel? And they'll say, 20 years ago, my husband bought me the car. He adjusted it for me. So they haven't adjusted it to any new physical limitations they may have. Like maybe they can't turn their neck all the way to look out their side mirror. So now what we do is we help them adjust those mirrors. We help them be able to make sure they can see over the steering wheel. If they can't, we get them a little seat wedge. If they have trouble getting their seat belt, to be able to pull it, we can give them those little seat belt grabbers that they can pull their seat down or seat belt down. So that's another education program to help them be safer drivers out on the road. So that's some of the things that we try to do through the fire department to address those risks. And then we do have sponsorship opportunities available. There's a sheet on our table over there. If anybody's interested, we do provide lunches and we do provide door prizes and things like that. So if anybody's interested, feel free to holler at me over there. And that's it. Thank you.
Sylvia.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us about your recognition that you just received?
No, my. Okay, now you embarrassed me. So, especially those of you guys that are builders, there's the National Fire Protection Association who creates like the building codes and standards like exit signs and how many sprinklers you need to have based on what kind of occupancy and things like that. They also have a very strong education division where they provide support for us to be able to have free materials where we can go out and educate the public on fire safety and so every year they give you, like I said, I'm embarrassed now. They have recognize an educator from the U.S. or Canada as the Fire Life Safety Educator of the Year, and that's what I was just announcing.
We appreciate you, Sylvia, and what you do for our community.
Trying to keep up with time. Thank you very much.
So next we have Jan Rosenbaum with Cornerstone Insurance today to talk to us about Medicare fraud. Mostly important is how to stop unwanted calls, which I listened to a couple weeks ago at Rotary, and it was very interesting.
Well, hello, everyone. Yes, I am a retired high school math teacher. Did that for 30 years. Taught PJC at night during that time. And after 10 years of being retired, my husband said, please go find somebody else to talk to. So I went to Katie and I was changing from the teacher retirement insurance to a regular supplement. And Katie said, I thought, you know what, I could do this. I like to talk. So, and I love to teach. So I had started this about 2 years ago. Katie had to be out of town today for a Medicare thing. And she said, hey, Jan, would you mind going and talking for me? Oh, she said the magic word, talk. So I said, yeah, I'll be glad to know. I'm not going to do as good a job as Katie, I'm sure, because she knows a whole lot more about this than I do. But I will give you the ins and outs of what needs to be done. So let's get started. How to stop unwanted calls. Now, I know you've all heard about the do not call list. Everybody says, get on the do not call list. Get on the do not call list. And then I've heard people say, oh, you have to re-up the do not call list. No, you do not. You're on it once, you're there. But one thing you need to know that I did not know is that you need to verify your registration. So if you haven't verified your registration, you need to go through and do that. I have put on your tables the little book that Katie had printed up. And inside, you will find all of the phone numbers, the websites, everything that you need to do to go through to do this, all right? Now, one thing after, I'm old. There's a lot of us out there that are old that are not so tech savvy. I've discovered that with insurance, trying to help people. If you know someone that is not capable or doesn't understand or doesn't want to get on a computer because they're out there, help somebody. Help one of our senior citizens get on the do not call list. Because by getting on the do not call list, then they can save themselves and you as a sibling or as a child or whatever, a lot of heartache. Now, the big thing that I have never done, but I'm going to start doing, is reporting these calls. You will find consumercomplaints.stc.gov. Do you see that down there? All right, that needs to be done. I didn't realize how important it was. But let me ask you this. Have you been getting very many calls? Now, there's a difference between mail, but very many calls on your phone about car warranties lately? I mean, it seems like I was getting warranty calls constantly. Do you know why you're not getting them? Because finally, people started calling. My mother, Pebble, God love her, we have Pebbleisms around our house, and Mom always said, you've either got to be a part of the problem or a part of the solution. And by being a part of the solution, we're all going to have to band together, get these people on the do not call list, but then we're going to also have to help stop these calls by reporting them. You see, people finally started reporting to the FCC. Has to be to the FCC, not the company calling. No, has to be the FCC. They finally started reporting these to the FCC. And do you realize that according to Katie and her last presentation, because I got to go listen to it because she wanted me to be sure and say everything she did, but she told me I could only have 5 minutes, and I know I'm going to talk more than 5 minutes. So, they got fined, are you ready for this? $300 million by the FCC. And it closed the call center. But the only way to get that done, people, is for us to do our part. You can't just sit there and complain about those calls. I don't know about you, but my husband's phone is the world's worst. You look at his phone at the end of the day, and it's got all these red calls, because he's got them all blocked, but they're called. Okay, I am going to start at the end of the day, at least one day a week, getting online. All you have to have is the date, the phone number, fill it out. It's very easy. Doesn't take long. So we've got to band together to get all this stopped, okay? $300 million, people. $300 million. Go on, I probably got ahead of myself. I'm really good at that. All right, these are the calls that are not permitted. You will see that I thought they were listed in here. Bottom right. Okay, all right. Calls. You cannot get a call before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m. Now, if you're in the insurance business, that's a little bit different. They make this time limit even smaller, okay? Calls, if you're on the DNC, the Do Not Call Registry, you're not supposed to be getting them. You do, though. People calling from fake or randomized numbers. That's spoofing. I get those all the time. I'm thinking, why in the world is so-and-so calling me? And it's not their number. I mean, have you had friends call you? Katie was talking, she had a call from herself one day. Yeah. Calls pretending to be Medicare or other government agencies. Boy, I've had that, especially the IRS. Got many calls from the IRS? Yeah, I used to get calls from the IRS. So any of those things need to be reported. The only way they're going to get stopped is to report. All right? Here is what's going to happen. And FCC is I nearly said FEC. You can tell where I had electricity that was out. Okay. Tracking your complaint. They're going to gather the information. They're going to review your complaint. Then they're going to serve the complaint. And then there's going to be a service provider response. Sometimes you might hear, sometimes you might not. But it all boils down to, if we want Do Not Call stopped, if we do not want our seniors scammed, because, I had a personal friend whose mother, it was like $13,000. Okay? So we've got to get out. We've got to help our seniors. We've got to help them get on the Do Not Call list, if nothing else, just to try to help prevent. But the only way to really get these calls prevented is once you get one, report it. So don't forget, donotcall.gov. Go, register your phone, check to be sure that you've got it verified, and then file those complaints. You want it stopped? File those complaints. Thanks, Deb. Did I do 5 minutes? You did great. Okay. All right. If you want, if you've got other people that you would like to have.
At this time, Trina Coldiron with SCRIPT, which stands for Senior Center Resources and Public Transit. It's also our local senior center is next. Do you want the mic like this? Sure.
Hello, my friends. That's what we say at the center. So I'll start out with that. I see there's a lot of familiar faces out there, but some of you I don't know. My name is Trina Coldiron, and I'm the Community Liaison for Senior Center Resources and Public Transit. I'm going to go on this slide. So, a few things about SCRIPT. SCRIPT is a 501c3 organization. We serve all of Can we go back to the first slide? I'm sorry. We are a 501c3 organization, and we serve all of Hunt County. I probably sent it wrong. I am not a PowerPoint pro. Let's just say that. It's a work in progress. Our aging division provides, here we go. Let me just look at my notes. It's okay. Our aging division provides over 700 hot meals a day to at-risk Hunt County seniors 60 years and older. Since 2020, our agency has experienced a 53% increase in clients. That was on Monday. Well, that was probably actually about 2 months ago when we looked at that data. I did speak with our executive director yesterday as I was preparing for this presentation, and unfortunately, our funding has become cut again from the federal government. We are looking at about a $600,000 cut to our agency in food, so there is a huge possibility that when our next fiscal cycle starts in October, that we will have to go to a wait list for our Meals on Wheels home delivered meals. So, that was very sad for me to hear. I don't like that, but again, there's not a lot I can do about that unless we can continue to get more local support from our county and you friends that we have. So we are currently serving seniors in at 3 Hunt County congregant sites in 3 cities, and that is Greenville, Commerce, and Wolf City. Greenville is open 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 1. At noon, they get a hot lunch. They can come at 10 o'clock and they can play games, play bingo. They get education. A lot of the people that you've seen here today, we partner with, and they come in and do education for our clients. Katie comes in, Sylvia comes in, this whole table over here volunteers, American National Bank, they come in. So we've got a lot of community partners. So we're providing more than just meals. Like you heard up here today, we need to keep seniors active. My favorite saying is, if you don't use, very important for us to have socialization for our aging population. Some of the things that we offer, activities and socialization, benefits counseling, emergency response systems, health maintenance supplies, respite services, support groups, transportation through the connection, and utility assistance. Again, partnering with many of the local agencies that we use. And here you can see these are just a few of the partners that we partner with. Fish Ministries, Hunt County Senior Service Alliance, Hunt Regional Healthcare, Caravide, RAFA, and many of you that are local and corporate partners. How can you help? Let me count the ways you can help. You can volunteer. Right now, just on a typical day, we have several routes. They're all named. How many of you volunteer for Meals on Wheels? And you do Meals on Wheels on a monthly basis? Well, I'm not going to ask you because I know you do a lot. But where's Liz? Liz, how long does it take you to do your route on a Monday?
When I did it by myself.
No. How long does it take you and Vince to do your route on Mondays? An hour and a half.
I like to say an hour because you walk faster than I do.
Yeah. David Wyland and his wife volunteered for us this week. How long did it take you guys?
Hour and a half, first time on the route.
Yep, an hour and a half. And you have no idea how much that helps us. And that's somebody that we don't have to pay to do that job to get those meals delivered. Mr. Gluck, how many years have you been volunteering for Meals on Wheels?
16.
16 years. You're gonna make me cry. He does it Greenville Golden K does it every single Tuesday, I'm sorry. I always say Wednesday, but y'all don't know why I do that. They deliver every single Tuesday of the month. So we definitely could not do that without them. I've got some of these young ladies over here that do it, and they do so much for our agency. They not only volunteer for Meals on Wheels, but they also volunteer at all 3 of our congregate sites. And what that means is they come in, they bring bingo prizes, and a lot of people think that bingo prizes is just a bingo prize. But, but what it is these ladies come in and they provide, personal hygiene products, they provide household items, they provide bingo prizes that are often seasonal decor, things that our seniors might not buy out of their own pocket. So they're all blessings as well. So we really appreciate all of our volunteers. You can also become a partner with us. There are many things that you can partner with us on as far as we have an upcoming event, our Senior Splash Day. We partner with Splash Kingdom. We are looking for sponsors for that right now. Our budget is extremely tight right now. If we do not raise the funding for that by the 21st, we will have to cancel that event.
So if anybody would like to help with that today, I've got a QR code, or you can reach out to me after this, and we would be happy. There are different partnership levels. So we're looking at about 80 senior citizens that will go. And we have the park all to ourselves for an hour and a half. And we also give them a sack lunch that they have, and they get to stay from 10 to 12. So it's a really, really fun day. Some of the ladies over here have been involved, and it's just very refreshing. Last year, I had a client that was there, and she said she had not been in water, like a pool or anything like that, in over 40 years. So she just wanted to put her feet in it, and it was the sweetest thing ever. We also go to the state fair every year. What else? I'm trying to think of something else we do. But if you want a partner to do any of those things, let me know. And you can always donate. And these are the ways that you can donate. You can check out our website, and you can click on any of these ways to donate. And there's just a donate button. You can donate $1, or you can donate $10,000. On average, just a few more. Do I have a few more minutes? Just on average, when I started in 2020, a meal for a senior costs $5. It costs $6.75 now. And we have over 700 clients. Our typical raw food bill is over $20,000 a month, okay? It just, y'all know, we're all feeling it, so it just keeps rising. And as that rises, the funding, the state and the federal funding just continues to get cut. So it's not only affecting everybody else, but it is affecting the senior population. We also have been very fortunate to be able to partner with Hunt County Senior Service Alliance in helping with resources for bills, needs that Area Agency on Aging sometimes can't help with, or there may be a longer wait time. And a lot of times when we get these requests for special needs, they're very proud, and so it's a matter of not having electricity within the next 4 or 5 hours. So we appreciate all of you that have already donated to the agency. And if you have any more questions about donating or volunteering, just let me know. I'll hang around for a few minutes, and I appreciate each of y'all. Oh wait, can you go back to slide 1? Try and hold him. This is Dr. Riley. He's one of our Meals on Wheels clients. He's a retired dentist. And as you can see, he is a World War II veteran. And I just had to put him on there with the anniversary of D-Day. He is so precious. We honored him last year. We honored him. It was his 100th birthday. And we honored him, and we did a service, a program with Keith Self and Judge Stovall and Jerry Ransom, and they were all there and gave him some special words. So those are kind of some of the things that we do as well there at Scripps. So anyway, does anybody have any questions? Can I do that? No?
Thank you. And then lastly, we have Liz Patterson with Prestige Integra Insurance Services, speaking about life insurance.
Everybody have time to read my shirt? Okay. Well, if you've read my shirt and you see any of my teammates around town with these shirts on, we are not streetwalkers. We're insurance brokers. So I've been an insurance broker for 26 years. I represent Prestige Benefits Group. And we are your friends with benefits. We have a team that manages auto, home, and commercial. And I represent the group and individual health, life, and Medicare also. So we do all of it. And today's highlight is life insurance. And I think it's the necessary evil. Nobody likes to talk about it. But who needs life insurance? And what type of life insurance products do I need? So when is a good time to buy? It's always now, and especially if you're younger, healthier. If you're a tobacco user, consider that, because you have to be 12 months tobacco-free in order to cost, because usually it's double when it's a tobacco user. And usually individuals come to us after they've had a loss, a family loss, and they realize that funeral expenses are expensive, and they say, hey, I need life insurance. So get it before the need arises, and GoFundMe accounts comes up. So who needs life insurance? Parents with small children, parents with special needs children, and adults who own property together might think about that. Seniors who want to leave money to an adult caregiver. Young adults whose parents incurred a student loan debt or signed a loan for them. Stay-at-home spouses, they are as valued as the spouse that works, because if that spouse passes away and they've got kiddos to take care of and they don't have a family support system, you got to hire a nanny. That's expensive. Wealthy families who expect to owe taxes, and businesses with a key employee is very important. I've had some businesses reach out to us here lately that need key employee insurance. There's two types of life insurance. Term, which is very inexpensive, and you get it for 10 to 20 years. There's no cash value in that, and it allows a period to convert to permanent before the term expires, and it's usually a little bit more costly. Term products now offer living benefits, so you can get a critical illness rider, so like a cancer policy tied to it. So if you have a cancer, heart attack, or stroke, you can also use that. Long-term care is very important. You can add that to a life insurance policy. So some of you might be thinking, hey, it's costing me a lot to take care of my parents. They're in a nursing home. What's going to happen to me? So you might consider a life insurance policy with a long-term care rider. Very important. You can cover your kiddos under the age of 19 with a child rider if they're living at home. An accelerated death benefit, if your life expectancy is less than 12 months, you can take some of that out and go on a vacation, your last vacation. Final expense plans, I'm really not a fan of those, but some people think, oh, I'll get $5,000 or $10,000, but they're kind of expensive, and if you pass away within a couple of years, you don't get the full benefit, or your beneficiaries don't get the full benefit. So if you're thinking about needing cost for a funeral, I would just contact the local funeral home and say, hey, how much is it going to cost for me to have my funeral, and just pay for it with today's dollars. And that's kind of what James and I did. But anyway, there's final expense plans out there. And then permanent insurance, which is more expensive than term, and a lot of people might have those. And those have a savings component in there that's tax deferred. So the types of permanent insurance are whole life, which a lot of people may have those. Those have cash value, and they grow at a guaranteed rate. They're costly, the premiums are fixed, but they're for the life of the plan. The advantages, you have lifetime coverage. Cash value you can use for loan withdrawals or premium payments, and they have a guaranteed death benefit, tax-free loans. They're a little bit more expensive, which is a disadvantage, and they grow at a slower rate, and they're limited to ability to adjust the death benefit and no flexibility to adjust the premium. The other type is a universal type, and there's an index universal life that's very popular. You don't have to pay taxes on the growth if you withdraw. Historical returns are 5 to 7% because you can base them on the S&P 500. So if the market drops, you don't lose any money. And the growth is tax-free. It's a great vehicle for people who work, like individuals who may have their own business, they don't have access to 401k, realtors, anybody that doesn't have a 401k available, you can use this tool for retirement income. It grows really nice, and I've got an explanation here in just a minute. Variable universal life, a little bit more risky. It's tied to the market, so if the market drops, you could lose some of your investment in there. Go to the next one. I don't know if you can read this. This is an example of an IUL that we wrote about 10 years ago, just to give you an idea of how it works. This was a 3-year-old child. Grandparent bought it. The initial death benefit was $150,000. So last September, and we don't have a new annual report, but It grew to $166,000. They've got $16,000 in it. So when he graduates from high school in about 3 years, he'll have a little nice nest egg to go get a car, go to trade school, go to college, whatever, and still have that death benefit built up. He'll be able to keep that for the rest of his life. It continues paying. If he doesn't withdraw out of it, it grows to a really nice retirement. So those of you thinking about retirement. Plus, that death benefit could grow up to almost $300,000 by the time he's in his 50s. So an IUL is very a good product, especially if you're thinking about retirement income too. So that works. So times to reevaluate your life insurance after a divorce especially. You don't want to leave your money to somebody you just divorced. So think about that. After a recent marriage, birth of a child or adoption of a child, major purchases such as a house to either increase your coverage. If you change jobs, a lot of people get their life insurance through their employers, which is really good because you don't have to get a physical. They're very inexpensive, and it's payroll deduction. But you don't think about losing your job or getting laid off, or then you lose your coverage. And some of them, they say, okay, well, I can take it with me, but you'd be in the midst of looking for another job, you forget, and then you have come down with cancer or something, and now you're uninsurable. So we always tell people, hey, always get the insurance that your employer offers, but get something on your own also, in addition to that, for double protection, because you'll always have it. So anyway, we invite you to schedule a visit with one of us, and we want to help you evaluate, find the best policy that meets your needs, and remember, we are your friends with benefits. Thank you.
That's the end of what we are doing today. I do want to let you know that before you leave to go by and visit booths. So we have Embark Care here, Greenville Health and Rehab, Heart to Heart, Family First Home Health, HCSSA, Cornerstone Insurance, Sylvia with the Greenville Fire Department, and Script, the Senior Center Resources and Public Transit. And so I want to thank you for coming, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you.
This video has been brought to you by GEUS. GEUS is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.